Welcome to the Bothering Strangers podcast. I have a very special guest today. He's coming to us from Scotland, although he's from Northern Ireland. My guest is my good friend, Jack Francey. Jack, how's it going?
It's going well, Max. You finally got me on.
Finally got you on. And this is the first time I've seen your face in like a year and a half, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. We've just been doing phone calls. Obviously, you were meant to come over, but then the shit show over here happened.
I was meant to come over. Yeah, I was before the pandemic. I was gonna travel around Europe for a little bit. But it didn't happen. I feel like I should give some context on how we know each other, though. I think that's just
Go for
important.
it.
Well,
Yeah, go
the
for it.
context is that I studied abroad in Scotland in college, and we became friends there. And I guess that's all the context there is. Well, I thought it was going to be a bigger story than that. So I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Was I the first American like friend you ever had?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I just remember, obviously, we had a friend that I had a friend, mutual friend you live with, and he just told me, "Oh, there's this guy from LA." I was like, "Oh, that's cool, like a guy from LA." And then I think the first time we met, it was on the way to the cinema, wasn't it? I think
Yeah,
we
we were
saw
we
that.
were we were standing outside a building, outside our building. I was talking on the phone. I didn't even know I was supposed to be I was supposed to know you.
That's right, because our friend just said, "Oh yeah, just meet him outside." I was like, "I've never met this
You never,
dude.
I don't know what he
He's
looks
from
like.
LA. Like it's going to be interesting."
Like, I don't know anything about this man, what he looks like. All I know is his name. And then we were standing there for like 10 minutes, and I was just like on the phone talking to somebody back in America. And then I was like, and then you were like, Max, and I was like, yeah, like who are you?
I know it took me like honestly, I was standing there for 5 minutes. Is this the guy? He sounds American, so odds are it probably is going to be
I
him.
hope I sound American.
Yeah, no, you do sound American,
What are
and I
you?
definitely sound Northern Irish.
You sound Northern Irish. You know what I did? I didn't know about like like stereotypes of Americans in the UK until I got there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't
You
know
just
that.
stereotyped us.
Well, of course, but we all Americans always stereotype the British. But like, I didn't know that like people in the UK like think that Americans aren't so bright.
Oh yeah, no. We think you're morons. Yeah, for sure. Can you really blame us with the state of your country at the moment?
I
I
think
mean,
I'm
we're
the
not
I
much better. Let's be real
I'm
here.
sorry. I
But
I
yous are
I think
worse.
I think the cultures of like of Britain, me like England, Ireland, England, Northern Ireland, all those countries, and America are pretty similar.
Yeah, they're arrogant. They think they're the best in the world. I think we're definitely a bit more meaner and brutal. I think you learned that coming to
Dude, yeah, you
Scotland,
guys were
didn't you?
so sometimes it was you guys were so mean to me.
I know. Honestly, like I've said this to you, the minute you come out the woman in the UK, you get told that you're ugly. You get told whatever
Yeah, dude,
bad feature you have.
well, I'm not even gonna call women out on this. I just think people were men and women have different ways in the UK of being mean.
Yeah, for sure. Men are very much so just I'll tell you how it is. And then women are probably a bit more bitchy about it behind your back,
Women are probably
fake
just
to
gonna
your
insult. I
face.
see that now this is coming off as sexist. It's not really meant to at all. But women are like more
No,
like
well, I mean, we're saying that guys are dicks as well. They just say it to your
yeah.
face.
It's just that men are gonna be like tougher about it, and women are gonna be like just insult your intelligence.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, girls are smarter than guys, so
Yeah.
they have
Oh
that
God.
over us.
Thank you for saying that. I've been saying that, not like I'm not giving myself props or anything here. Like make don't make that mistake. But I've been saying that women are smarter than men for like a year and a half, whatever. I always thought it, but I've been saying it, and I have not been met with agreement all that much.
Really?
Like from
I
women,
just
of
think,
course. From women, they're like, yeah, of course. Like like
yeah.
like everyone knows they're smarter than men. But like some guys are like, I don't know, and I'm like, they definitely like have skills that like we need but don't have.
Oh, for sure. I think not even academically, just going about life. They're just so much mature earlier, and they can just read stuff better. I mean, obviously, like I'm not being like sexist at all, but obviously, men are born like bigger and stronger, so obviously they're going to have something else that they're better at, which is their mind, and they're just smarter than men. They obviously have to develop
I
some
don't know
sort
if
of
that's why
skill.
though. I don't know if that's why. Yeah, like biologically, men are bigger than women. That's just like
Hmm. Yeah.
evolution, I guess. But I don't know if that's why women, are more mature. I think it's also like maternal instinct.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's more just something you grew up with, where guys think, definitely in high school and some parts of uni, oh, I need to act like a bit of an idiot, it makes me look cooler, it builds more confidence. But then for a girl, for them, they want to seem sophisticated, they want to seem proper, and that's how their intelligence comes with that.
Maybe I don't know. This is gonna honestly. I'm afraid I'm gonna get canceled for this. We're out here saying that women are smarter than men, but the way we're saying it is not good.
Oh, it'll be taken out of
We
context for
could we
sure.
we could have done so much better. So understand for, for the viewers watching, however you come across in any way, we think women are smarter than men.
Yeah, clip this.
Our intentions are good. Our hearts are pure.
Yeah, no, guys are dumb fucks, man. We're idiots.
Yeah, we're not. We could do better for sure.
For sure.
I
And I
feel like
think we
I
know
feel
that
like
deep down.
I feel like men. I feel like when you're a man and you're like 20, like what they say. So they say like that we don't fully mature until we're 25, right? That's when our brains are fully
Mhm.
developed. I feel like men and women
Yeah.
just reach a whole new level of maturity once they're like 25, 26, 27.
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, I think how you can sort of give evidence for that is, I don't know whether about you, if you have older friends, when a guy sort of does reach 25, you think about what they were like 5 years prior and they're completely different.
It's
But
it's
then
night
like
and day.
girl,
It's night and day.
yeah, but then girls 25, you say, oh yeah, you seem sort of the same for like 7 years. Maybe when they hit like 18, they sort of mature quicker than guys do for sure.
Yeah, that's true. But even when they're young, I find even like in middle school, like they're more like teenage girls are more mature than teenage boys.
Oh, 100%,
Like loads more
100%.
mature.
Yes, like even just the way they like get their notes and how organized they are, and they're probably a bit more ambitious earlier than men too. Um,
I don't know about that. I can't I'm not I don't I've never thought about that. But if you think about like when we were in like high school, right? Like 14 to 17, 14 to 18, what were we doing? We were like doing the dumbest stuff.
yeah, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like guys just act more stupid because it's just more of an ego thing, or to be funny, to be cool. But for a girl at that age, they want to seem more grown up and want to seem more sophisticated.
They are. They don't want to
Yeah,
seem
I know,
immature.
and that's just two different mindsets of, and I think that's even biologically like fact that
Maybe.
like men do mature slower than girls, and girls do mature quicker.
What do you think? I mean, you have a girlfriend. What do you think? Do you think she's more mature
A
than you are?
100%,
100%.
yeah, 100%, yeah.
I know
Like,
your
but
girlfriend.
it's
I
a
think
good,
she's more mature than you too.
yeah, no, she is, but it's a good thing, to be honest. Like, it's good to sort of have that because, she'd be really focused on her work and really ambitious and wanting to do the best. And when you hear that they're doing that and they're being smart and they're being mature and they're doing the work, it makes you feel guilty and it makes you want to do it. And
Mm.
it makes you feel better when you're doing it along with somebody, and it's inspiring. Probably
How long were
women
you
are
you guys
inspiring.
have been dating for like a year, right?
A year, yeah, literally a year on the weekend there,
Yes.
Halloween day.
Right. Happy
Yeah,
anniversary to you guys, by the
thank you
way.
very
I
much.
forgot to tell you
Yeah.
that in person. Do you think that since you started dating her that you've like actually been more productive with your schoolwork and with just stuff in general?
For sure, yeah, yeah, because like having a relationship does sort of ground you in such a good way. Like um it just I don't know, you just focus on more things and it just makes you ambitious, and at the same time you want to, keep the confidence with them that you don't want to just be somebody just sitting in their bed all day doing nothing. You know that's
Oh,
not
God.
attractive. You want to be ambitious. You want to do well in uni, and for sure, it definitely has, mate. Without a shadow of a doubt.
You're saying all the right things.
Need to be careful, don't I?
It's gonna go on the internet, but no, I truly believe that I think that what you're saying you believe. I don't think you're just saying it to say it.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure she'll appreciate you saying that.
I don't know. I don't know if Amy will appreciate. She knows me too, so it's not like I'm some
Yeah,
stranger.
she'll definitely watch this too.
Will she?
Yeah, I know. Like, trust me, all the guys from the club who knew you're gonna watch this.
Yeah,
I've been telling that I'm gonna be going on it.
we had this same friend group.
Yeah, for sure.
We had that was
But I feel like
honestly
you and me probably got the closest out of
yeah, it was
the whole group.
well
Yeah.
now we're the closest. Now that I left, you're the one I for sure keep in the most contact with. But
Hmm.
our mutual friend Matthew, he was the one that I was closest with then.
Yeah, I
But that's
think
because we
definitely at
lived
the
together.
start, as the semester went on, you and me started doing a lot of things by ourselves. At the start, it was you, me, and Matt, wasn't it?
We were not friends immediately. There was like no like friendship like with us immediately. It was like just like whatever, you know?
Yeah. And then I think we had a few drinks and a few messy evenings, and that sort of probably how it all came together.
Oh, you're making me look bad, man. You're making me look bad. But no. Did you notice? Did you know that this was the hardest thing for me to deal with? So like, I don't know if I ever told this. When I got to Scotland, I found the accents incredibly difficult to understand.
Hmm.
Like it's not your like Scottish accents, but as I stayed there, I got the accents became easier.
Yeah.
Um, but when I remember nights that where I would like, I wasn't drinking. I would run into people who I knew who were drinking, who I could understand when they weren't drinking, but I could not understand them when they were drinking. Like their accents got so much heavier.
Is these people you knew? Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! People you knew too. People we both knew is what I'm saying.
Ah, right. Okay. It's maybe just a drunk thing where their accent just becomes stronger because they're not thinking and they're just in the flow. And well, that's what alcohol does. You just forget about things and you're just in the moment, aren't you?
My accent probably became heavier I mean, if I was drinking, my accent would probably become heavier if I was there too.
Oh, so does mine. Mine gets, because I'm sort of north of Belfast, my accent gets like really country when I drink.
Are you from the country?
uh, yeah, pretty much. Not really. It's well, if if you're from Belfast, I'm from the country. Let's put it like that. But I'm not from the countryside. No, I'm in a town.
Are you from the suburbs?
Nah. Not from the suburbs.
Okay. I don't know. I've never I don't know what town you're from. That's why I was like, where?
It's 20 minutes north of Belfast. 15, 20 minutes.
You know what's crazy is I would tell everybody at when we studied abroad at the University of Stirling, I would tell everybody that I was from LA, right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I'm not from LA. I'm from like an hour south of LA. So
So you're not actually in LA, no?
no, not at all. So like the only reason I would say LA there is because no one knew that I was from like I'm from like Orange County. That's the area I'm from. That's the area I'm in right now. And no
Hmm.
one in Scotland really knew what that was. So I just say LA. But when I went to school in the States, I would say Orange County.
Right. I can relate with you on that because Northern Ireland. If you're not from Northern Ireland, you just know Belfast.
Yeah, that's it.
So
That's all I
anytime
know.
people ask me where I'm from, I just say, "Oh, 20 minutes from Belfast."
But Northern Ireland's such a
Um,
small country that everyone's not that far from Belfast.
exactly. Yeah, it's so small, and there's so many Northern Irish people who come to this university as well in Stirling. Like, there's so many.
Is there still a tension in Northern Ireland between Protestants and Catholics?
I mean, it's it's engraved in the society in some sort of way. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. It just depends where you are. It's mostly sort of in Belfast.
Growing up in the UK, like what stereotypes are you taught about like Americans?
Not really taught them. It's more probably through pop culture.
Right.
it's maybe taken. Obviously, you have like um the Southerns and like the
Southern.
radical right people. Their sort of stereotype. It's mostly in sitcoms, really, or like The Simpsons or Family Guy. They stereotype a lot of Americans. um, and obviously you have your LA people. You know, over and when we went to Florida there last summer.
Like your family?
My with my family, my dad was sort of he's heard that they're meant to be really, really friendly. And he was like worried in case it's sort of more in your face because Americans has maybe been stereotyped to, talk more and sort of be over friendly. But he actually said, he said it really added to the experience and it really added to the service at a restaurant. It was a
You
nice
were,
mix of,
but you were
oh,
in
go ahead.
Orlando,
Sorry.
right? You were just like doing like
Yeah,
Disney
yeah, yeah.
World.
Did Disney World, we did Universal, and we went down to the space place as well.
So I don't know if that's the case because you were in like a tourist destination.
Yeah, true. I mean, I've been to New York, and they were still nice enough. But then, if you're talking about stereotypes, people from New York are stereotyped to be arseholes. But
That's
they
just
were friendly
facts.
enough.
That's
You
just
know,
facts right there,
it's it.
though.
Yeah.
That's just how they're stereotyped.
What is that? Is that arrogance, or is that just are they just naturally dickheads, or what?
Yeah, I don't view it that way at all. I view it as more of like a toughness. New
Yeah,
Yorkers are known to be
yeah,
very
that's
tough
fair.
people. Now, like with that being said, like they're in your face. Like that's it would be irresponsible. It wouldn't be irresponsible. I would be lying if I didn't feel that way. But
Mhm.
like in my last podcast, like just 1 week ago from now, I talked about it with my guest then, who's living in New York right now, and it was like they're very tough people, and like that's just kind of who they are, and like New York
Yeah.
gives you this mentality of being like a very hard headed, sometimes stubborn, but very like mentally tough human being, and that kind of comes out in different ways, I think.
Would you say that's completely different to the way LA is and how people are mentally taught, or maybe they're a bit
LA
more
is
sensitive?
different. LA is a lot different. Like politically, I find it's different. Like New York and
Mm.
LA are liberal places. Like
Yeah.
I'm not a very political person, but New York and LA are like pretty much or very liberal places. They're not the same though in that way. I find that the liberalism in LA, kind of hot take here. So, like do what you want with this.
Yeah.
Agree with me, disagree with me. Just my opinion. That liberalism in LA is it's like much more bleeding heart liberal in the
Hmm.
sense of like it's more liberal and it's like if I'm a moderate liberal by American standards, okay, which is what I probably am closest to that. And this person, I'm talking to somebody who's much more liberal and I disagree with them. There's a stereotype in LA that like they'll just shut you out of a conversation because you disagree. I don't find
I
that to
get
be
you.
true.
Yeah.
I don't find that to be like sometimes it's true. I don't find it to be a universally true thing. In New
I
York,
do you know
they're
what I
not gonna.
think?
In New York, the stereotype doesn't extend that far. In New York, there's no stereotype. There's no stereotype regarding that.
Do you know where I think that comes from? Where you say, "Oh, liberals in LA," when you make a point that they don't agree with, they'll completely shut you out. I think that is to do with the way media portrays both sides of the spectrum, where
Sure.
liberalisms are considered, oh, the snowflakes are too sensitive, and then the right, oh, if you support the right, you're immediately racist. And that's just the problem that media and just news channels is it's just ruining the way people are thinking, and it's just completely telling them the wrong stuff, and
Yeah,
it's making
that's
you think that if you're either side, radical side of both. Like for me, I'm not that political either. I'm quite apolitical. I'm sort of in the middle. I agree with some sides, maybe
sure.
some more than others, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be butthurt if you don't agree with me because it's your opinion.
Right, for sure.
Within reason, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that as well. I think the media plays their role. I think, like, for instance, like, just let's talk about right now. Today, we're recording this on November 4th. right? The election was last night. We don't know who who the next president's going to be.
Mhm.
Regardless of who you voted for and where you land, we all have seen the media in America be like, there's going to be civil unrest. Be like,
Yeah.
and like I understand businesses boarding up your windows as a precaution. I don't think there's going to be civil unrest. I think it's going to be
Really?
no, like a little bit. There's always a little bit of civil unrest, though. I don't think it's
Mm.
going to be anything too crazy, though, by American standards.
Not as bad as back in the Black Lives Matter movement. No.
That wasn't civil unrest, though. For like there was civil unrest. I would describe civil unrest as like looting, rioting, and there was and with the protest
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
looting, rioting,
yeah,
but that wasn't Black Lives Matter for the most part. That was just people taking advantage of a situation.
yeah, yeah, for
So
sure, for sure.
like I just want to clear that up, but that's just my opinion on it. Regardless, I think the media and I think most people agree with this. The way I describe it as fear mongering, right? Right. They instill fear into our hearts. And like for instance, and
Yeah,
I think politicians do it too. I think the left and the right, like the Democrat Party and the Republican Party, they instill fear into our hearts in different ways. So the Republican Party,
yeah, I agree.
they instill fear into our hearts by saying, well, if you elect Joe Biden, it's going to be like China. It's going to be communism. It won't be democracy. No, it won't.
Hmm.
It won't be
Hmm.
the same. But to say it's going to be like China, that seems like a stretch to me. It seems like there's a lot in
Hmm.
between America right now and communist China. Um, and then on the left side of it too, they're also painting this picture where if you vote for Trump and he gets reelected, and this is obviously very relevant today, uh,
Hmm.
if you vote for Trump and he gets reelected, then it's gonna be so much worse than it is right now, and like we're not gonna be able to function as a society. Well, guess what? Whoever wins the election, we're gonna have to move on anyway, regardless of who. Let's say
Yeah.
Trump wins. Regardless if you want Trump to win or not, we're gonna move on. I don't know
Hmm.
how. I don't know like in what way, but like we're gonna still function in some way as a society. And I don't know what it's like with the BBC and with your sources in the UK. Is it
Oh, don't
similar?
get us started. It's very similar. It's like what you say with how they scaremonger both politicians and the media with Biden and Trump. I mean, it was last year we had Boris Johnson and Jeremy Corbyn, and it was the same situation where they were saying, "Oh, if you vote for this person, this is going to happen. If you vote for this person, this is going to happen." Instead of saying, "Right, well, if you vote for me, I'm going to do this." And again, I think that's down to the way media is at the moment with the scaremongering, and where now people don't really care about what the person in charge is going to do. It's more of a reality show now. And I do think the whole Trump election back in 2016 had something to do with that, where because there's so many people on phones and so many people on media, that's their way of getting you over. Because look at Trump on Twitter; he's been tweeting all day. Most of it a lot of rubbish, to be honest. But I think that's just what it is. I think it's an easy way of them getting into power is by talking about the other person, because the youths of the day and the younger generation, because they don't have the facts, they don't have what
No.
I'm going to do here. They just see it as a reality show and think, oh, that person is bad because he did this. I'm going to vote for him. Or this person said this, so I'm going to vote for him. And it is like you said, it's just a lot of scaremongering going on in the media today. And even with the whole pandemic, don't get me wrong, it's a very, very serious situation. But the way they're trying to create this idea that there's this big black cloud above us all, that's this is going to get us, and it's just got completely worse in 2020. Honestly, the media is awful over in the UK. Like, I never thought I'd want Brexit to come back. Like, I'm sure when you were in Scotland, all you heard was Brexit
You
and
don't you
leaving
don't
the
mean you want
EU.
Brexit to happen. You just mean you want the discussion of Brexit to come back.
Yeah, because that's all we heard for about 3 years, and now I would rather hear Brexit than COVID-19 or pandemic or lockdown or Boris. Like, I'm just so over it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's yeah, you're right. I that's all I can do is agree with you. It's the pandemic's it's a real problem, but the way that it's talked about needs to change.
For sure. I think we just need to be sensible. Like I think we're all past the stage. I think back in maybe March and February, maybe a bit of April, where they talking about fooled a lot of people with the scaremongering that this virus is going to get you. It's going to wipe out half the population. Um, and it's like you say, the way we approach it now and the way we think about it is very important. And we do have to take it seriously, of course, because we don't want people dying. And even if it is a small percentage, washing your hands or putting a face mask on or doing a bit of social distancing, like obviously it sucks that we can't do the stuff we love, but
It's not that difficult though.
exactly, it's not difficult. If I have to wear a face mask to go to the shop at the moment, you know what, I'll do it. If I have to wash my hands going into a restaurant, I'll do it. It's not going to change our lives that much. Obviously, there's still stuff we can't do, like go to concerts or go to nightclubs or big social gatherings. But if we do the little things now, hopefully in the new year, if this vaccine that they're talking about is coming, it could mean a bit better. But who knows? It's unprecedented, man. Nobody knows what's going on.
It's good to know it's the same thing happening in the UK.
Yeah. It's like you say, the UK and US are similar in a lot of ways.
They're very similar. Like I even remember, at the University of Kansas, the semester before I went to study abroad, right? I remember they had like an orientation for every student who was studying abroad everywhere. Like from my college, University of Kansas, and they're going anywhere outside the United States studying abroad. All right, you need to like go to this orientation. And they're talking about all these different cultural standards, and none of them applied to the UK.
Yeah.
Like all of them were like France.
That's weird.
Or like Asia, whatever. So, but what would you say? Do you remember? I'm curious if you remember this. Do you remember when we were one time doing a pub quiz?
Yes,
and we had to name all the flags.
Yeah.
You remember how many flags? There were like 8 flags. Remember how many I got right?
I think so. Honestly, the only thing I remember from that night was I think it was the first time you met David and a bromance started.
David, yeah. We were good friends. We were good friends. I haven't spoken to him since we left. We were good friends then.
Oh, that's that. What did you get in the flags? I actually can't remember, man.
There were like 8 flags, and I guess this is more just shows that my geography skills are bad. Like I like history, but flags and that's not my domain at all.
Yeah.
I got 0 right. And I was confident. I was like Mexico. I saw a flag. I'm like Lithuania.
Oh,
and I'm right. And they're like, what? And I'm like, look, that's Russia. I'm like, oh, okay, well, sorry.
That's right, because we were just like, oh, he's going to do this, and you were just like, give me. I was like, I know this.
Like, no, I got it. I was wrong. I knew when they started asking the questions. I was just you gotta understand, like I was just excited because I was like doing like a fun quiz. In my mind, it was like just trivia, I wasn't even drinking. I was just like, oh, I want to do trivia, and I was like, all right, let's do some trivia. I got like 3 questions right in the trivia. Like they were so like UK based questions. I was like, I don't know any of this stuff.
I know those quizzes can be hit or miss sometimes.
Difficult. They're hard quizzes.
It was mainly UK based, but I think we went to an American themed one once.
I wish I was there for that. That would have been a good one right there. Then I could have actually shined.
Yeah, you could have showed you. Because to be fair, you did have. I remember you just showed me how you go through like Wikipedia rabbit holes. How you just look at information and you'd go on something else and something new and something new.
Did I ever show you that?
Yeah, you showed me that, and I was just like, "Oh shit, I am dumb."
I like a good Wikipedia rabbit hole.
I look at.
I enjoy a good Wikipedia rabbit hole, but they're so easy to go down,
See, I would go down them, but it's usually when I'm looking at football or something. I would find myself.
You're looking at like the Premier League.
Yeah. Oh, soccer. Sorry for probably most of your viewers.
Americans, yeah.
It's football. It's called football.
I called it football. When I was there, I called soccer football.
because I made you call it football.
All of your like British slang I adopted while I was there. I wasn't that American who refused to adopt it.
Not, you know, so wait, did you call them trousers then, or did you call them
No,
pants?
no, 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 no. Trousers never happened.
I just remember as a kid, like watching Americans on like a movie or TV, and when they called them pants, I was just like, "What? Like that's so weird. Like that's your pants are below your trousers." But it's so weird hearing you say, "Oh no, I'm not calling them trousers," but like soccer and football and probably everything else you did.
I called it
But when
football.
it comes to pants, you're
I called like so like what we call football here, you call American football, right?
yeah.
I called it American football. I did all that. I was pretty good.
No, that's the only one I would have really cared about, to be honest, because like we use the ball more at our feet than the NFL or American football does.
Right.
So why do you get to call it football?
I don't ask me. I don't want to get into this argument because I don't have answers for you. I can't tell you why. Did you think when I was there that I like actually like adopted the right terminology and like the right mindset to live in Scotland?
Uh, yeah, like obviously you still sounded American, and obviously
That's
I
not
still
gonna
knew
change.
you were from LA, but I mean, there's not really much to adopt.
I want to play a game with you right now, actually. And the
Let's go.
game is the point. The idea of the game is that you have to teach. I want you to teach my audience of very few people. I don't have a lot of listeners right now. I want you to teach them your favorite Northern Irish slang. I want to bring Northern Irish slang to America.
It's funny you say that because I was actually talking to that about Amy today. So, do you ever notice I say, "Oh, do you know what I mean?"
You say, do you know what I mean a lot?
Do you, yeah, and usually I wouldn't even pronounce it that well. It would just be, "Do you know what I mean?" Like
Yeah.
just really quickly, like, "Do you know what I mean?"
Yep.
Or
Yep.
when a Northern Irish person approaches you, they'll always ask, "Are you all right?" But it'll be, "You're right, you're
You
right."
guys talk. Northern Irish people talk really fast.
Yeah. We talk fast, and even like so the way we pronounce our R's as well. So you have I can't even pronounce it without saying it Northern Irish. So a mirror, a mirror,
A mirror.
like
A
this
mirror.
thing yeah, we say a mirror. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror. We just say
Wow.
MIR
That's not even a word you
or
said. That's a sound you
char.
said.
It wouldn't be, yeah, we just make noises. So instead of char as well, we just say char.
That's I've never heard you say that actually.
Oh,
That's so interesting you said.
yeah, it's just SHAR.
I've never heard you say shower or shower, whatever you want to do with that. That's interesting. Wow. I'm
Yes,
learning right
just
now.
a few for you.
Yeah. I've never honestly
Do you find it hard to pick up the Northern Irish accent when you're
yeah.
over?
Yeah. I find there are a couple accents in general I find very difficult to pick up. South African accents are hard.
Mm.
And I grew up around South Africans, I grew up hearing it too. Um, Irish and Northern Irish accents I find difficult. Northern Irish is harder than Irish, but I find both of those accents to be difficult to pick up. And
Welsh can be quite hard
I
sometimes,
could
even
not
for
even
people from the
A
UK.
Welsh accent I could not even begin to try. Like there's no way around that. And like a New Zealand like a Kiwi New Zealander accent, I wouldn't be able to do. I'm not good at
Yeah,
accents. I'll say that. I'm not good at accents too though. So the only accents I've like done and I'm not even good at them, but I've done is like I've done like certain British accents
hmm
and I can do like a Canadian like it's more of like a Minnesotan Canadian accent like because like Minnesota and like that area in Canada like they have similar accents
right.
so I can do that
No,
but Northern Irish that's a difficult one.
it's a difficult one, man.
Jack, I heard from you that you do some pretty good impressions of me.
I do. They're very popular here in Sterling. Apart, they're meant to be uncanny. I've heard some people say.
They're popular amongst what was once our friend group.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear him, man. I want to hear him.
Want to hear it? Right. Okay, right. Let's go. So, what's up, viewers? New episode out tonight. Bothering strangers. Swipe up. It's like you have to get like this here and like the finger pointing.
I should give you my Snapchat account so you can do it for me. What's up, viewers? Jack here. New episode of Bothering coming out tomorrow. Today, watch this. Swipe up.
It's your turn now. Can you do an Irish one?
What am I supposed to do now?
You're meant to do a Northern Irish accent.
Northern Irish? Like you? Like one of you, or just Northern Ireland?
Just anyone. It's going to be hard anyway.
So I'm gonna. So what do they say? You guys describe things in Northern Ireland as class, right?
Yeah, class.
Class means like, what does that mean? Like, how would you describe that?
It's good, like mint. I don't know. What would you say, or
fire.
What would you say, American?
Fire.
Or
that was fire.
Or rad or something.
We don't say rad anymore. It's not 2002, but like. All right, so it's gonna sound Scottish,
or dope,
but I'll go for it anyway. It was absolute class. I went down to the takeaway. It was absolute class. They had a fish and chip, fire, something like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Northern Irish accent is so difficult. I really don't know how to do it.
It is hard. I mean, it was kind of there in parts, but then other parts it was Scottish, and then it was Australian.
Yeah, it was jumping all over the place. Honestly, I heard it. That's not right. No. What else? Do you have any other impressions?
It's better than most.
Thank you. That's nice you said. It's kind of you. Do you have any other impressions of me you want to do?
I'm trying to think what I could like. Okay, so this is Max when he's like he's being like affectionate to someone, so he'd be like, I don't know why. I feel like we're going to hug tonight. I don't know why, but I'm looking forward to it.
I said that. I've said that. Well, thank you for listening to Bothering Strangers, and Jack, thank you for coming on. I know I've been bothering you about this for like probably 2 months, honestly, and I finally got you on. So thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting me bother you. And thank you for actually coming on. You can follow Jack Francey on Instagram and everything else at Jack Francey, Francey, and follow me at MaxHearing1 on Instagram and the new handle for the podcast at Bothering Strangers. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming on, Jack. Everyone, stay safe.
Thanks for having me.